I want you to think about the projects your organization is implementing in 2010. And I want you to put those projects into 3 boxes. How many of the projects you're implementing in 2010 will be in box 1, which is all about managing the present, improving the performance of today's businesses? How many of the projects you're implementing in 2010 will be in box 2, which is about selectively forgetting the past? And how many of the projects you're implementing in 2010 will be in box 3, which is about creating the future? Manage the present, box 1, selectively abandon the past, box 2, and create the future, box 3. What I find working with organizations is organizations over-focus on box 1 and think they do strategy. While box 1 is terribly important, strategy is really about box 2 and box 3. And the challenge in box 3 is, how are you going to create your future in the year 2030? And if you want to create your future in 2030, you also have a job to do in box 2. Namely, you have to selectively forget. Let me clarify one thing right away. Strategy for any organization, that will include all the organizations in this room, is about leadership in the year 2030. But strategy is not about what you do in 2030. Strategy is very much about the projects you're implementing in 2010 across the 3 boxes so that you intersect with 2030. How are you allocating resources today? How is the organization's energy focus today across the 3 boxes so that you stay relevant in the next 2 decades? Another word for box 1 is competition for the present. And I say strategy has nothing to do with competing for the present. Another word for box 2, box 3 is competition for the future. I say strategy has everything to do with competing for the future. And one thing we know as leaders, competition for the present is just as important as competition for the future is. Therefore, strategy is really about how do you create your future while managing the present. How do you shape the evolution of 2030 when you are squarely implementing projects in 2010? And the reason why this is a challenge is the thinking process it takes to excel in box 1 is fundamentally different than the thinking process it takes to excel in box 2, box 3. Yet in 2010, you better have projects in box 1. But in 2010, you better have projects in box 2, box 3 targeted at the future. Yet there are inherent conflicts, paradoxes, tensions between the two. This is the strategic challenge. This is the leadership challenge.